Y'all know what never made no sense to me? Something that I don't get. When we talk about covert racism, which is hidden racism, and overt racism, which is open, out in the public racism, when black men who identify as conservatives, they always stand on this high hill, right? Because they identify with conservatism. They say stuff like, well, I respect the overt racist, the one that's out in the open, way more than I respect the one that's is closeted with his racism. I respect the open racism. At least I know where you stand. Brother, what? Let me tell y'all something. I don't give a fuck if your racism is out in the public, and I don't care if it's closed or out and it's closed off. I don't respect neither one of them because it's anti-black racism, whether it's open or closed or out or behind closed doors. I don't respect neither one of them. Stop trying to act like it's just so much better because they trying to sell it off, because a lot of times the conservative black men, they be aligning themselves with anti-black white folks, right? And in order to champion the anti-black white folks, they always try to twist it off as like, oh, I respect the one who says racism, but at least he's open and honest with who he is. At least, we know where he stands. Brother, like, get the fuck out of here. I don't care if it's open or behind closed doors or in the public. Either way, it's anti-black racism. You are against black folks, no matter what. So I want to crack both of y'all heads open. Whether you overt racist or covert racist, I don't align with any one of y'all. I don't respect any one of y'all. So stop trying to sell it as if like open racism is better than hidden. Both of it is bad. I don't respect you more because you in my face, you call me the N-word to my face, and you denigrate black people to my face, and you trash my ancestors to my face, and you wave a Confederate flag in my face. I don't respect you more because you do it out in the public. I don't. I still can't stand you. I still hate your guts. Just as much as I despise the one who's hidden, the racist who is hidden. I despise y'all in the same manner. You don't get no cool points or no leg up over the closed closeted racists. I know. I don't rock with neither one of y'all. I don't want y'all around me in my circle. I'm not trying to shake neither one of y'all hand. Yes, there are people who hide it. And yes, I don't like that. But I also don't like people who outwardly holler out N-words and still try to terrorize black folks, or still try to be denigrating to my people, and still try to openly oppress my people. Whether it's open or behind closed doors, it's still oppression, it's still racism, it's still rooted in anti-blackness, and it's not something that you should be bigging up or still giving somebody props for. Or at least you're open. I respect you. Like, that's like going up to the Ku Klux Klan member and shaking their hand. I respect where you stand, brother. I respect where you are. I respect that you're open about it. I don't respect you either. I want to bust their head too, just like I want to bust the one who closeted want to bust his head too. You know what I'm saying? So that never made sense to me. But again, black men who align themselves with conservatism, they try to sell that off. Like the same thing when I saw conservatives trying to spin El Hajj Malik El Shabaz's quote, or better known as Malcolm X, right? When he talks about the liberal whites versus, when he talked about he talked about liberal whites and how you don't trust them, how they're distrustful because they try to hide behind closed doors. They are wolves in sheep's clothing. That didn't mean he respected the liberal conservatives. He did not. The conservative whites, he did not, because he all knew whether it was the liberal whites or the conservative whites, it was all rooted in anti-blackness. But a lot of the conservatives, white conservatives, try to spin it as, oh, Malcolm X, he hated white liberals, as if he didn't hate white conservatives too. He hated both of them. Okay? Because he knew it was not for the betterment of his people, and they were all cogs on the same wheel. They were all, They were all of the same wheel. So, but they try to, I see anti-black white conservatives try to spin it as like Malcolm X only hated the white liberals. But he couldn't stand white conservatives either, and he would not align or respect y'all either. I just want y'all to know that. Okay? And so, because he all knew that whether it was white liberalism or white conservatism, it was all rooted in anti-blackness. And he could see that a mile away. But I'm getting off topic. But when I see people saying stuff like, again, the overt racism versus the covert racism, they try to make this morality, like they try to give morality to the overt racists. They don't get no morality push from me or no kudos from me. Oh, at least you're open and honest with you. At least you call me the N-word to my face. At least you call me all these racial slurs, and at least you call, you denigrate my people and rake us through the coals, and at least you say all type of dog whistles and stuff out in the open and to my face. I respect that. I do not. Nor should any black man holler out they respect it more. Like, what are you talking about? What are y'all? This is all ridiculous stuff that y'all are spewing. And I'm seeing a lot of black men, especially around election time, hollering that silly shit out. Oh, I respect that. Outright open. I respect that. No, you don't. You shouldn't. And if you do, that is just your excuse that you're trying to make to cling on to a certain side versus the other side. To cling on to one side versus the other. You're using that, oh, at least I read the open racist. Brother, what? Tell that to black folks that grew up in rural South, where folks riding around with Confederate flags, hollering out the N-word to people, you know what I mean? Where black folks, especially our ancestors, our great-grandmothers and grandfathers and all of that was dealing with anti-black racists who were open, overt with their racism, how they were still terrorized, even if it was open or respected because it's open. None of our grandfathers was hollering that out. You know what I'm saying? And don't holler out, well, time's different now. Yeah, it sound good. It's a little less, fewer incidents, but a lot of this stuff is still the same type of racism. It's just a lot of them know they can't get away with it with in the same way that they could get away with it back then with some of the heinous hate crimes they was pulling off. But we still experience hate crimes as black Americans in this country all the time. We still experience it and become victims of it as well. You know what I mean? But it's just so silly to me the way a lot of these black men be, oh man, I respect the open race. Like, what? You respect a man that'll call your kids to your face, to their face, all type of crazy names that will openly try to prevent them from achieving certain things, that will openly try to put them in harm's way more than the person that'll do it behind. Like, no, both of them is on some BS. Both of the races, whether it's overt racist or covert racist, they both own the same type of BS, and they both should be held to the same standard. I'm not tipping my hat to no man who out with just open with the racism. That's something that I should be giving you a high five or props on. Like, what are we talking about? Like, again, I just see it all the time, especially around election time. You know, you got brothers like Lord Jamar saying, and I'm looking like, what is you talking about? Like, I respect the one and bro, what? Like, Lord Jamar damn near 60 years old hollering that out. What do you mean, bro? Like, what do you mean? You respect the ones and no, you don't. You shouldn't. Because them the same ones that would have chased your ass out of certain neighborhoods where you didn't belong, where they felt like you didn't belong. They would have chased you home or chased you off yards with shotguns and tried to hunt you down. Okay, we've seen overt racists take the lives of Trayvon Martin, Eric Garner, Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd. So you respect that more? Like, come on, what are we getting at? We seen overt racists with Emmett Till. You respect that more? Are you for real? Well, a young black boy was taken out of the home and was beaten, and I like, oh my God, like, come on, y'all sound stupid, silly, and you too grown to be hollering that silly stuff out. So Big Mama and them, your grandma, your mama and them should have been checked you. Stop hollering that stuff out, black men. Cut it out. Overt, covert racism, the same thing, same tree.